Greetings to all of humanity. It's really a joy, it's a pleasure, it's an honor as usual, being out here in nature, always greeting you and bringing this message of self-realization to you, whereby I'm pointing you to look inwardly to discover your identity, to be your divinity. Now, today what I want to speak to you about is about Abdullah, Neville Goddard, and the book of Magick. Now we all know very well the story of how Neville was studying the Bible with Abdullah, the black mystic from Ethiopia, where Abdullah was teaching him that the Bible is not a religious book, that the Bible addresses the human mind and must be interpreted psychologically. Also, he was teaching him that the Bible is the manual that you can use to create your reality consciously when you understand that the Bible have to do with the human psyche. Now, whenever you speak about magic to people in my country, they become very fearful because they have a superstitious mentality, and the Bible was interpreted to them as if it was literal and as if it is secular history. So I want to discuss with you what is magic. Magic have to do with the visible and the invisible. What seemed to you to be like a miracle, something that you just can't really understand psychologically or intellectually. Okay, intellectually I really mean. It's something you must experience. So magic is basically speaking about faith. Now, faith is said to be the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen, which is basically teaching you that everything that is seen, it was false and seen. So here was Abdullah, Neville Goddard mentor, teaching Neville how to prove for himself that the book that's referred to as the Bible is actually a book of magic. It's a book of faith. It's a book that you can use to live a life of prosperity. It's a book of secrets. It's a book of parables. It's a book of science, mind science. So here Neville had this burning desire to see his family back in Barbados, way back in the Caribbean, where I'm actually speaking from, right here in the Caribbean. Not too far from Barbados. Barbados is just 100 miles away from us. It's just 35 minutes by plane. Okay? And so, having studied with Abdullah, Neville had the knowledge in the form of theory, but not the practical. And so today, we are living in an information age where many people are exposed to as much information as possible. And all of that can give you a big head. It can make you believe you really know something when you really do not know it. Because real knowing is experience. So you can know a thing intellectually, and you can know a thing because you have experienced that thing. So, my brother and my sisters, when you come to realize that it is your own thoughts that is creating your reality, and that a thought is a vibrational frequency, you come to realize that your personality is based on your mentality. Therefore, There's no outside entity, as many believe, as the devil, that is tempting you to do what you do not want to do. Therefore, you are the Lord and Master of your destiny. And you have to be in control of your destiny. So, my brother, my sisters, all the people who look like me and believe in secular Christianity and believe in a man 2,000 years ago, all of that belief is stupidity. It's idolatry. And it's going to keep you in limitation, mediocrity, poverty, and destitution. And you will always be dependent on another race of people to give you charity. That's the reason why whenever you hear the super rich speak about giving charity, it's always, most of the time, people who looking like me. And it's because they fail to realize that the Bible is a book of magic. That the Bible is not a religious book. That Jesus of 2,000 years ago never exists. And they will actually hate you for trying to enlighten them by telling them the truth about themselves. Or the Bible is their own biography. And that they have to look inwardly to discover their identity, to be their divinity. So, my brother, my sisters, the point I really want to get across to you is that when you accept that the Bible is your own biography, it will help you to break the curse of idolatry. And when you break the curse of idolatry, you will realize that imagination creates reality. And you will realize that when the Bible speaks of God and man, it is speaking of your imagination. Also, you will come to realize that the greatest lie that has ever been taught to humanity is the virgin birth story. And then you will realize that self-love is the key. You will realize that true magic is discovering your magical self, your higher self, your Christ self. It's coming to discover that you are the I am. For as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And the name of God is I am. From generation to generation. It's your memorial. And you can never say I am and not referring to yourself. So my brother and my sister, it's time to get connected to your magical self, your creative self, and find your purpose so that you will bring value to the rest of humanity. And that was Abdullah's motive of teaching Neville to understand that the Bible is a book of magic and that he must use it to help the rest of humanity, pointing each and everyone to look inwardly to discover that the true identity is their divinity. So with that being said, my brother and my sisters, if what I'm saying here, if it's resonating with you, then it is for you. And if you haven't subscribed already, I'm encouraging you to like, subscribe, share, or comment if you have to comment. The wind is blowing very heavy, but I'm going to continue speaking. Also, I want to let you know that this message I bring to you, it is the single eye message of self-realization, of which Matthew 6:22 says, if your eye be single, your whole body will be full of light. That's the reason why I'm saying to you, my brother, my sisters, don't let anyone deceive you or brainwash you to believe that the single eye is an evil symbol. It is the all-seeing eye of God in you. For hadn't it been that I would have awakened within myself like a fiery being, and would have heard the unearthly wind, and ascend on high, and burst my crown chakra, rolled the stone away, and became invisible, I would have been here bringing this message to you, and always giving you the symbol of the single eye, showing you that whenever your pineal gland is activated and open, that you will rise to another level. And you will experience the rising of the S-U-N in a S-O-N. And you will come to realize that it is the dawning of a new day in your life. Also, you come to realize that the sun parallels the human imagination. And the human imagination parallels the sun. For without the sun, there is no life and there is no light. And without the human imagination, there isn't anything made that was made. Then you will come to realize that when you are told that Jesus is the light of the world, it's a great lie. For no S-O-N could ever exist unless there must be the S-U-N. Also, you are told in Psalm 84:11 that the Lord thy God is a sun, as in a S-U-N, and a shield, and no good thing will he withhold from you. Therefore, the sun is all been personified in the Bible. Also, it is solar allegory you're reading in the Bible, and phallic, astrology, astronomy, science, mathematics, all these things, my brother, and I can go on and on. Therefore, it is also stated in Malachi 4:2 that the sun, as in the S-U-N of righteousness, shall arise in you with healing in his wings. And that has been my experience. That is why I'm bringing healing to you by encouraging you to use your mind power, which is your solar power, your sun power, your creative power, your God power, to achieve your every desire. For that was the message of our ancestor, Abdullah. So with that being said, I want to say peace, love you all, I'm out.